So I wanted to continue with this week's section. We're going over bonds and bonds math. And essentially, bonds is a very popular instrument to finance corporations in general. Corporations or governments or municipals are funding themselves using bonds. And this is billions of dollars over the years. And as you see, the demand has been growing steadily for bonds, and this industry is growing dramatically. And you see municipals is kind of flat, but everything else is growing tremendously. So bonds are very much in popular demand, and here we're trying to understand bonds and connecting it to the NPV. And looking here, we're just looking by jurisdiction. U.S. dollar, euro are very popular. Um, so and What I wanted to go over next is this is in your packet as well. It's one of the models that they work with. You want to connect the idea of NPV IRR with bond prices. And I wanted to go over this bond basically over $1,000 face value, and you can determine the coupon. Say the coupon is 5%, right? And it pays every 6 months. So the coupon payment is $25, right? And the maturity is 10 years, right? So we are paying every half year. So we have a color coded cash flow here each time, how much it's paying, right? So it's 5% every 6 months. So I think it's like $50 a year, $25 every 6 months, the coupon payment. So what is the price of the bond now? A lot of times that's what they ask, and you can even look at that in the market. What is the price of the bond now? And then they work out the yield. So basically, the yield is the current risk of the bond. Of course, at issuance, the yield and the coupon are the same because they're saying this is what this bond pays because the yield is like that now. So this bond with the yield of 5%, the coupon of 5% at issuance will actually be priced at 1,000. Why? Because that's its net present value. You take all these cash flows, and we have here it's 1,025 at the end, and then we have 25 every 6 months, and then you just discount it by the 5%, adds up to 1,000. If the yield goes up, that means the risk goes up. Of course, the bond price will go down because when you do your NPV, the yield is the denominator. So your risk is higher, you're dividing all these cash flows by more. Say the risk goes down, this bond is actually worth more now because risk went down. So you're actually getting a good deal compared to how much this bond's paying you more than the risk rate, so the value goes up. So I highly encourage you guys play around with this. You want to really understand this because it's the same thing for NPV, but what's cool about bonds is that since they're market traded, you could actually get a sense for their risk rate and how it changes because the price keeps changing because it's tradable and liquid.